Thumb magazine was able to visit local artist Dave Thuemmel in his Port Austin workshop to learn about the art of woodworking. This humble, hard-working Port Austin native surprised us by not only sitting down to tell us his story, but he also took the time to show us how to make a bowl and a vase while our cameras rolled. A retired dairy farmer, Dave decided he needed something to do with his extra time.
I'd always done woodworking all my life, and when I retired, I built this shop and started buying tools, and then I got into bowl making, and I just love working with the lathe and making bowls. It's really important to have something to do, and I think it's more of a problem with men than it is with women. Women, it seems, always find things to do, and this is just very enjoyable. If I didn't have the woodworking, I like to read, but you can only read so much. And so I spend a lot of hours out here in this shop.
We were curious what the steps were to making something out of wood, and Dave was kind enough to walk us through that process.
If I want to make a big bowl, of course I have to find a big piece of wood. Now, most of the time, a bowl is round, obviously, and people think a tree is round. So you just take a piece out of the tree, but you don't do it that way. You take a vertical piece out of the tree and then cut that round. And then I cut it round on the bandsaw, and then I mount it on the lathe and make a rough bowl, leaving the wall an inch to 1.5 inches thick. And then I put the date on it when I turn it, and then it goes up on the shelf for 3 or 4 months, and that's what you see up here. And they dry, and then when they dry, they usually warp a little and get out of round, but by leaving them that thick, you have enough to work with to get them round again when you put them on the lathe. The ones that are destined to be salad bowls, I finish with a walnut oil, which is food safe. And I make some segmented bowls that I take little pieces of wood and glue them together and then turn them on the lathe. And it takes a lot of time. And I make some jewelry boxes too.
Learning this art is a lifelong pursuit, and Dave talked about how he learned to turn wood.
It's just trial and error. I basically self-taught on how to do it. I pick up techniques and suggestions from magazines, and then I got there's some professional wood turners that have articles in different magazines, and then I sent to a couple DVDs. I read about something and I'm constantly learning. You never stop learning. Yeah. And I hope I never get to the point where I think I know it all. I mean, nobody ever does.
As Dave's hobby grew, he became the president of the Thumb Arts Guild. This organization was where he originally went to connect with other local artists. Dave talked with us about that, and he also shared his perspective on what is art.
I joined the Thumb Arts Guild in Port Austin, and it's a great group, and it's a way to market some of the stuff I make and showcase it. And also I go to some shows around the Thumb during the summer. I never considered myself an artist, and maybe I still don't, I don't know, but it's just the first time I went to the Thumb Arts Guild, I didn't know if the stuff I did would qualify as art or not. So I took a few bowls up there, and everybody thought it was that was art. And I never really considered myself an artist, but art is kind of, I think it's kind of an individual thing, that art is in the eye of the beholder. And it's the same with music. And there are purists that say, well, art is just such and such a thing, you know, but I think there's art in a lot of different things. There's a lot of artistic people. The nice thing is, though, is there no two bowls are identical. Each one is unique and individual. And if people want to call it art, that's fine. I don't get a big head about it. You know, I enjoy making it, and if people want to buy the stuff, that's great with me, because selling the stuff, it's not a living for me. It clears out the inventory so I can make more.
We were curious what advice Dave had for others who might be interested at getting into woodworking.
I talk to a lot of people, mostly guys, but there's a lot of women that do wood turning also. But I've talked to a lot of guys that have turned wood in shop classes in school and everything. And It's just if you have the interest to go for it, buy a small lathe like this one here and start in at it. People come here and talk to me about it. We have a studio tour in June that there's about 13 or 14 artists all the way from Grindstone to Caseville that are on the tour. And people can stop in. It's a Saturday and Sunday, and I do demonstrations and also sell stuff. But it's not a commercial enterprise. It's a hobby. I think if nobody would buy anything, I would just box them up and put them in the attic or something. My first love is the lathe and turning out things on the lathe. There's something about the working on the lathe and the chips flying off, just very, very pleasurable.
Visit thummagazine.com for more information about Dave Thuemmel, his work, and the Thumb Arts Guild.